Hi, and welcome back to the Foreground Podcast. We are so excited to bring you another episode, another one that's full of great content. We have a special guest, but before we get there, we here at Foreground Podcast are big believers in the 4 C's. Isn't that right, Peter?
Yep, it's community, connection, culture, and corporate.
There you go.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I'm really impressed because he's done that in one take. We normally take a few takes on that.
I've only had one coffee. And this beautiful Danish that I have here. So remember at Lumbr, we're here at Lumbr, real blessed with a team at Alani Networks Media. But one thing, Lumbr's always giving me great Danishes.
Great coffee. That's the plug. We love this place. We do love this place.
He actually smashed it.
It's a great setup. And again, very grateful for the team at Lumbr Café and also Alani Media Networks. It's... If you've never been here before, I invite you, please do come down, because when you come in, you'll be pleasantly surprised. You may or may not see us, but again, this is a great space for you to enjoy. Anyway, straight to our guest today. I am excited about our guest in this episode. Again, we always search high and low for the best. And so...
We were real lucky this time. We got high.
We got high. We got beyond high. So our guest this morning is Paula Stuart. Paula... I call her a local legend. And for those who don't know Paula, she is, I would say, the reason why I call her a local legend, because netball is the name of the game. She has been in that community for such a long time. And we're going to find out a little bit more. She is a well-known coach, Ipswich Jets, shout out. There you go. She also is assistant coach to the Queensland Firebirds, also to Samoa as well. So again, she wears many hats. Hey,
Talofa lover.
May even get her to do an intro for us. But again, we're just excited for those who are listening to chat to Paula about all things in terms of leadership, her journey into netball coaching, but also some of the frameworks that she uses to sort of deal with high pressure situations, and how do you manage people, because it's such a big role you take on. So Paula Stuart, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. What an intro. Nice. It's great here, and yes, I do love the coffee at Lumbr. So
there we go.
I'll pay you later. Yeah, thank you so much.
Endorse it.
Yeah. So look, I called you a local legend, which I know you're a very humble person, but you are, like, you're based, in your time as a coach out in Ipswich Jets. How many years did you spend there before you became the coach at Queensland Firebirds?
Yes, so look, I've had a huge journey around probably Brisbane, Gold Coast area. So I was at Ipswich Jets just for 2 years.
Yeah.
In that 2 years, we were in the grand final twice. We lost the first year by 1 goal, but won the second year, which is amazing. But I have coached too at Wildcats, Brisbane South. Did 1 year there, and we won We won that year, which was great as well. Brisbane East was there. We won there as well, which was good. But I was at the Gold Coast for a long time. So the Gold Coast really brought me in. So a lot of travel, trying to get my high performance. And that region actually took me on and believed in me. And I would always be forever grateful for them out there, which is great.
Yeah, it sounds like you're a super coach. Like that's not a title we throw around lightly here, but super coach, I mean, like, you've coached in different environments and with different players and different communities. Like, what's it like for you when you go into a new environment and you sort of have to insert yourself, build that culture up? Because that's something that's big for you.
Huge. I mean, the first thing is I was with QUT for a couple of years as well, but then they decided not to have a netball team. And I did have a few regions that did contact me. What really made me go to the Ipswich Jets was speaking to the CEO there, Richard. He wanted the culture to be there, wanted to really help out in the community. But how he spoke and the passion that he had in his voice, I thought, this is the club for me. So that was basically where I wanted to go, was because of the belief that I had, and I believed in his plan, what he wanted to achieve out there. So that made me happy to be with them.
Yeah. What about team culture for you? Like, where does that come from, and why is it such a big value for you to ensure that everywhere you go that you are a creator of positive culture?
Probably say my dad is probably one. My
Tell us.
dad actually, everything was about family. Everything is more like he wanted everyone. You never leave a man behind. Basically, you want to see the best out of people, but then you have to earn it as well. So he was that type of mentality. So having a look there, that's what I try and treat my netball team. Is they're my second family. And if they ever need a helping hand, I've had people that I did have a player one time fainted at training, and she opened up to me. They couldn't afford food. So it was like, okay, we disbanded together, made sure that they were on their feet, bringing food into them until she said, like, okay, we're fine now. It was, they know that they can be open. There's no judgment is a big thing, and you should be there to support each other all the way. So I try and have a look at that team as I will help you 100% if you want to earn your position in this team, and I will be there for you to help you achieve as high as we can go.
Yeah. As an athlete yourself, like, does that resonate with you? Like, what is it that Paula is saying about, I'll help you as long as you, not as long as, but, you know, that willingness to go, I'm going to earn this because someone believes in you? Like, what do you know about that belief as an athlete?
I've got goosebumps. Definitely resonate. Like, you know, I had my coach, Roy Saunders, and he was the one that believed me because I didn't like any schoolboys, or like, you know, I wasn't real privy to play Queensland schoolboys, Aussie schoolboys, but I still got to play professional rugby at the highest level in sevens. So, and it was because someone believed in me. He knew that I was my struggles with, you know, he knew that I was like, oh, I really wish I did, but like make those teams. But he just took an extra time. He was like, meet me at 5 a.m. We always talk about it. Meet me at 5 a.m. in the gym. Yeah. And I did. And he really took me, you know, everyone knows Springwood Stairs.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, I do.
I know that. I just live near there, so.
So that's where I met him at 5 a.m. most mornings. Yep. And then after that, we'll go to the gym. He'll make sure I eat up, you know, make sure I had food. And my mom, the awesome thing is that he had a really good relationship with my family.
Mm.
And that's one thing that you said is like, he didn't just think of myself. He actually, you know, got to know my mom, my dad, and then that trust.
Yes.
You know, and then you'd see it in your athletes. And it's something that we're trying to do within our community in sport. It's not done enough. Yeah. And I think that's what people don't realize, like the difference between the high performance. What's it been like coming from club land into, like, you know, into transition from community sport into, you know, rep into where you are now?
Yes, probably a little bit different, and in a good way too, awesome. Because at the moment I still have that belief that I will do anything. If you're in my team, and even if you're only in it for 1 year or something else, you know, if they retire or there's an injury, they're always with me. You know, I will always be there to help any player that needs a helping hand, and that's how I would want to look at it. Bit different with the Firebirds. We do have there's a lot of help that's there. So we do have Ray that comes on in and helps with the cultural side. You know, with the head coach with Kitty Wills, she's absolutely amazing, bringing that culture in. But we've got a sports psych as well, a wellness person. So they're very well looked after. And professional sport, you need all of that because it is a hard life. It's all about being there, having a good culture, but we do need wins on the board too. So it's a tough life to be an elite athlete. So we do need to have a very tight knit group.
Yeah, definitely.
So how do you go about building culture? What would you say are some of the important things for you when you are a part of a team? How do you go about establishing culture? What are some things that you look for or you try to do, or like what's a framework?
Yeah, I suppose mine is more just being open. I'm going to be so open to people. This is me, and hopefully they can be open, you know, to me about their issues, their situations. Doesn't mean I need to get into the nitty gritty on things if they don't want to, but if they want to know, they'll at least know that I'm there for them. Probably I come in probably a bit hard to start off with because this is my expectations. I've had one girl, and she was Samoan. Yeah. First time I was with the Wildcats, I had quite a few Islanders that were there, and she was like, we only trained Tuesdays and Thursdays, and they had gym work. And on the Tuesday, she'd go, oh, I need to leave early because I got a family, you know, dinner on. I was like, okay, that's fine. And then the next Tuesday, I need to leave early, got a family dinner. I'm going, oh, that's 2 in a row. And I'm trying to work out the culture and everything. I'm kind of going, okay. And when it came to the third one, I was like, all right, so I'll bring the captain over so she could hear what I was about to say. And I went, okay, you get 2 get out of jail free per year.
Yeah.
You've already had your 2. This is your 3rd. So you're in credit for next year.
Yeah.
And I said, your family can change that one night. And if they can't, I'll have a chat to them and we'll see what we can work out. And from then on, the family came up and went, yep, we've changed our family night. And I just went, okay, this is it. And from then, that was when that team too was, they used to be known as coming last every year. And it was a team that had a few talented players in that team, one being Halida Veve, coming back from a second child, and Nora Missa, who did go to the 2019 World Cup for Samoa. But a lot of their fitness wasn't up there. We were the second unfittest team in the competition to start off with, because we all had to put it all into Netball Queensland. Right. We ended up being the second fittest by the end of the year because there was the expectations that we wanted there. And we won the competition. So it was like a fairy tale, coming from last to first and then to win the competition. But it was the trust had to be there. Yes. Still had to be a bit hard. You can't just be a bit of a walkover as a coach either. But I was trying to understand what their culture is. So making sure too, clinics used to be always Sunday morning. Yeah. Never on Sunday morning with Tongans and Samoans because that's their family time and church time. Yeah. So learning that, understanding that, and changing to adapt with the people that you have got, and then they will realise that. And to me, then they realise that I'm not just looking at them to win a competition. Yeah. I want them to still be with their family, still have a look at their culture, and we can grow as one.
Yeah, I think it's real special. Like, you've actually gone into a team, you've gone and learned about a culture. I think it's, and I'll jump back to you, but I was like, because not many coaches do that. Yeah. Not many people in actually anywhere 100%. Do that, actually come into an environment. They usually go, my law is my law, my rules are my rules. If you don't like it, hit the highway. Where you have people in organizations and that, so real reassuring, that can come and be real hard, but then they don't get the buy-in.
No,
so
you have to get the buy-in. But the buy-in, I suppose I don't really like that word, the buy-in, because I want them.
Give us another word, because I want to use another word.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think what other word I would use. And this is so cliche, and I probably don't use this word unless you really mean it, and it is that family. Yeah. So again, with the Wildcats that we had, I tried to say to them, okay, having a look at the All Blacks when they have their 15 points that they want to have as a culture for the club, having a look at that, trying to get them to do the same type of thing. And when I had the Gold Coast, they had the power of 10, 10 players and all these words and structures. So my head was around, okay, this is what we need to do. And left it up to the captain, which was Halida Veve, and came back, and they didn't really understand the assignment. So I was like, okay, gave them a few more examples on what the All Blacks had, and I walked away, came back about, 15 minutes later, and they started saying these words to me. And I'm thinking, I don't know what you're talking about. And the last word was family. And I said, okay, what did you just say? And it was the New Zealand, the Maori on family. Yeah, it was whānau. It was a long word. It was really long. So I could not say it at all.
That's all right. We understand. We probably wouldn't be able to say it either.
It was the Samoan word for family, the Tongan word for family, the First Nations word for family, and then the Australian word for family. And so from then on, we put that all on a board. I got a person I used to work with, did calligraphy. That's it, calligraphy.
See how I didn't even try?
So she put the Wildcats at the start and had all the words around, and we brought a First Nation person in to advise us what it meant about family. And he was a netball coach as well, and what his pathway was and what it meant to actually all stick together. And he's an artist, so he brought his paints in, but What he wanted was everyone just to get their fingerprint, and if they put their print there, this is us for our team for that year. And that's what their buy-in was. Again, the buy-in, to me, it's the family. But you have to actually be there like you would for your own family. And that's probably the message that I want to get out. Don't just do words. I want to see actions. So when someone's really in pain, be there for them. If someone's having a good time, celebrate with them. All of that, but actually mean it. Don't just do it for show.
With one thing, I think the word that I'm now using is embedded. So you're embedded into the club, you're embedded into your team. So there's heaps of great coaches, but All Blacks is great. So even like Steve Hansen, he has 3 pillars. It's club first, team alignment, and then player driven. And it's all those 3 things that he expects. So the All Blacks, that's where you ran in with the All Blacks. And it's actually really good. So I know the Crusaders at the moment are running, what a plug for Crusaders, but they're running a leadership program. And I know a few of my mates have done it. Yeah. And they're saying it's actually crazy to think that in the high performance sport, you just got to treat them like men or like women. And they will actually start acting like men and women.
That's it.
It's, you treat them like kids or be like kids. It's a real hard, because we're so used to guiding them and holding their hand in high performance sport, where now it's like, you got to have that accountability. And I think that accountability with family, them coming up and, you've actually come up with they come back with words and you're like, no, go back. Yeah. And they've actually found that, that kind of pillar, which is family. And it's something that I'm always constantly, because I'm so used to just guiding all the time, but I guess I've learned how to loosen the reins now as coach. Also coaching I'm almost speaking as a coach now. Yeah. Loosen the reins, it's up to you.
Yeah. No, you just made me think too, probably one thing I have said to players before, you're not just playing for the name at the back of your dress. You're playing what's at the front. And usually you've got your sponsor at the front. So that's the community. So you're playing for the name. So you're still playing for your family. Yourself, your family, your community, but you're also playing, there's a bigger picture. It's not just about you, it's about, the club as well. And that's probably something that it's everything. So it's not just, you see some players, it's like, well, what can I get out of it? Yeah. It's just like, well, what are you going to give to me? Yeah. What are you going to give to this team? Yeah. It's a little bit more. And I like people being a little bit selfish. It's just like play for yourself first, and then play for your family, and then play for the team that you're in. Yeah. So it's got to be that little bit of a pillar as well. Yeah.
Bit of growth as well.
Bit of growth, yeah.
You see a lot in the younger fellas coming through, and when it clicks, when the penny drops, it just drops. You're like, they got to be great.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. I wish it dropped for me.
Wish it dropped for me earlier.
Yeah, earlier. I would've no, when my knees are like, we were just talking before, bone to bone.
Speaking of which, what has been some penny drop moments or mic drop moments for you as a coach in community space and elite space? Like the moments where I'm thinking is like, wow, I'm actually doing what I've believed in doing and it's actually working, or maybe I won't do that again. So have you had some of those moments, like those penny drop, those mic drop moments? Or
Yeah, I mean, when you're going through, you're trying to impress everybody, you're going through your levels in your coaching, and probably the biggest thing I didn't listen to, and I really appreciate that I didn't, was as soon as coaches would ask for help or guidance, you were known back in the day as being weak. But with me talking all the time, I was very interested in what other people thought. I was interested if anyone had different ideas and to keep on growing. I think the penny probably more dropped on, it doesn't matter about the outcome. It's the journey that you take. And as soon as you look at the journey, it's not just for you, for the players, then that's when I actually started to relax a little bit more on my coaching, and that's when I became more successful.
Crazy. Buzz. That's the mic drop. All right, I'm done. I like it.
Is there a balance between being on a journey and actually, how do you convince someone to say, hey, it's about the journey, and eventually we get there, when they haven't tasted results and they haven't tasted, the success? Like, what's the long game picture for you? Like, what do you keep telling yourself?
Like, come from last to first.
Massive,
yeah.
It was massive. That was a great year.
How did you switch it up, and how do you convince them or maybe influence them to think, hey, think this way?
Yeah, you get players, especially the younger age, who don't make a state team and they just go, that's it for me, I'm going to retire at the age of 19. And you go, retire? Because you didn't make a state team. It's just basically going back, and I've done this with my own coaching as well. Yeah. Why are you here? Why do you want to play? And if it's to play to make a state, I've actually said this to a player one time. A bit hard, I suppose, but I probably would do it a different way. But I did say, why are you here and why are you playing? Is it for a state team? Then the best advice I can give you is to leave and look at something else. I said, if you want to play because you enjoy it and you want to be the best person you can be, then I will help you reach that goal. Anyway, as soon as she relaxed, and then all of a sudden she makes state teams, and so it was. It doesn't always go that way, but play because you enjoy it, play because you enjoy the journey, and anything on top is the cherry on top. So, look, before I would have loved to, a few years ago, I would have gone. I would have loved to put on the purple shirt and represent, Firebirds, Queensland in that area, but I was quite content on what I've already achieved, and I always thought, well, I had I think it was about 9 or 10 state teams. I've been with Samoa, with the national and
massive,
and about to go, Samoa 21's coach. I never dreamed that I would have that experience, and then winning, the Pacific Series and then having a look at, winning. The Queensland State League, Premier League. I thought I'm pretty happy, but this is my cherry on top. And the state team at first was my cherry on top. So I always thought if I can get one state team, this would be a dream come true. So I never looked at, I suppose, I'm not one, I don't know, this is probably going to go against everybody. I have never written my goals.
Okay.
I have looked at my goals in my head as in, if I can get one state team, I will love it. What can I do to achieve that? And when I got that, okay, can I get it again? Can I win a nationals? Yes, I did that. All right, what else can I do? So mine was a chipping block. For my own mindset, I didn't want to go, I want to be with the Firebirds and, and the coaching staff with the Firebirds, because if I had that years ago, I'd probably get depressed, and that's just me. So I would look at one little chip at a time, and I would chip away, but then always be thankful on what I've already achieved.
Yeah, there's so much probably going to with the word like chipping away at your goal, not thinking about it. I think as like athletes, especially myself, I always thought about I want to get that contract, but didn't enjoy the process or the journey. And in hindsight now. I wish there's no regrets because I am where I am now, but it would be so interesting to find if I actually just enjoyed it, because again, I wasn't content as an athlete. I was trying to look for something else, and I wasn't happy where I was in a way. And have you seen that in the athletes that you worked with, or what kind of framework do you have for your athletes to give them that guidance to actually achieve, how you said, like relax, chill, for the girl that you're working with, he said that, real honest, as soon as she was relaxed, she made state teams. And, do you create that space for players to actually come to you? Like, what does that look like for more their mental health? You do have the professionals, but I think as coaches, we do have we are with them all the time, especially as an athlete. My journey as a coach, I've enjoyed it more because I've actually in hindsight, but what spaces have you created for athletes and, for families? Sounds like you've done a lot in the community. You are a local hero in Ipswich. Even my parents know. My mum and my sister play netball.
Yeah.
And they knew who you were. I was like, hey, I got, yeah. She's like, oh, I know she was doing some stuff with Ipswich, and I was like, oh, yeah. So what spaces have you created for athletes to actually create those, relationships with families?
I think probably one thing is going back to the community. And what's one thing we wanted to do with Ipswich Jets is not just going out to see your sponsors, which is great, but wanting to go out and do it, not having to go out to do it. Having a look at coaching in the clinics, seeing the young kids. Now, you'll have some of those girls with Ipswich Jets that might not make it to that next level, but that's okay because they're a hero in these little girls' eyes. But to make sure that they know that they're there together as a community. And one thing I probably have said to players before is only 80 players get into that Sapphire League, that Premier League. 80 players out of 58,000 in Queensland. So respect it. Don't just take it for granted. That is your cherry on top. And if you can get another cherry to make the next level, then that's amazing. So appreciate what you've already got. And as soon as they start to appreciate what they've got, they go out in the community and they see what they are bringing to these young players coming through and actually feel it, then that's one that they want to be there to do it.
That's bars.
Yeah.
Paul.
I can sit here all day. I enjoy being in this side.
One of the things that we talk about a lot in our podcast, obviously the 4 C's, community, connection, culture, and corporate. And I want to dig a little bit deeper in that corporate space, because as someone who looked after at a sort of like a local league, and how do you find that balance of trying to not appease the sponsors in the corporate space, but also trying to say represent them well, and what messaging do you give to your players? I think you already said it before about wear the name on your back, but also represent the people in front. But tell us that, what does that relationship look like when you're talking to players and athletes about corporate who are trying to invest into your organization or to your sport? Yeah,
it would take the time to actually know them. Yeah. We had a great sponsor with TAE Jets. They're actually finishing up this year though, which is a shame. That's but basically they're just gone a different avenue. But they Terry out there, always gotten to know him, got to know his wife, his granddaughter. So I still see them now and have a chat to them. But understanding too that his granddaughter just absolutely loved netball. Yeah. When we won, I would say, do you want to come in to the change room and listen to the girls do their cheer? I would close the doors when it got near the semi-finals and stuff like that, but he was always welcome with his granddaughter. And it's not just because he was our sponsor, it's because he was great human. Yeah. And getting to know the people first is huge. So having a look at that, even Struddies as well. Struddies, very good sponsors for the Ipswich Jets, but also with the Samoan. Yeah. They've really helped us out. So shout out to Struddies out there as well.
Ross.
So, Ross. Yeah, they've been really good. But get to know them as people. And anytime that they want to have hey, we need some girls, or can you come out and do this? See if you can move mountains to do it, because they've moved mountains for you and really believed in putting the sponsorship. It's hard to get sponsorships these days. And so really get to appreciate that, not just an expectation, but appreciate what they've given, to help out in the sport, especially in women's sport.
I love that, because it really shows that you're intentional about making that connection with people, valuing the relationship. How do you go about, you've mentioned a few times, and I'm interested in the sort of the Samoa piece, because for me, as being both Pete and I, Samoans ourselves, but it's how do you go about going into a new environment such as that? And maybe explain to us the journey, how you got into that, because again, you're a very relational person, we as people are, but how do you make that connection, sustain it, maintain it, and sort of grow that connection with the Samoa Association? Yeah,
so very lucky. We got an email just from Netball Queensland to say who would like to volunteer to come out and just help out with the Pacific Islanders that'll be here for a couple of days. So I just put my hand up and took a day off work and went out and just thought, okay, I'll help out the coaches from Papua New Guinea, Fiji, Samoa and Tonga that was there. And the president of, the CEO from Samoa, Netball, was there. She was learning as well. And she liked my mannerism and approached me and said that, if I wanted to come over just a week and help out with the coaches over there. So I took a week off work and went over to Samoa, and she got to know me more and said, hey, beautiful. There is, can you put in for for a coach? So that's how that was more luck that I've gave up my time to help out, and luck that she was there. And which was, I just thought, oh wow, if I get to go over there once, this is amazing. Yeah. And then from there, I've been to Samoa now, I think about 7 times.
You've been there more than I have.
Same. I'm still yet to go there.
So I've been very, very blessed. So yeah, been there a few times and getting to know a bit more on the community. But one thing that's helped me too is a lot of the Samoan community are my values as well.
Right.
And I always think there must be something in my family and my dad, because it's all about family. We, growing up, we had the Saturday and Sunday sports. We were always together. Used to go to church, on the Saturday night, and it was all about family and, your aunties and uncles, and that's probably been gotten lost a little bit in the years. But we always make sure to see, I'm seeing my mum and my sister tonight. So always making sure that you're always there for family no matter what. And that's what I know with my family. And I look at the Samoan community being the same. So anywhere we've gone, like we went over to the Cook Islands for the World Cup qualifiers. Yeah. And this Justine made sure that was Samoan community over there and a bit of a link. Beautiful. And the food that they put on was just phenomenal, and the support. It was, our captain too asked her, is any dance that we can get these girls to learn, and they practiced. She sent it to them. They practiced. They practiced at the airport, in our transition. They practiced every night. So when the community put on the feast, they put on a dance for them first. And some of these girls that did the dance have never been to Samoa, and this is the time for them to learn their culture. And having that family base, we're getting these girls that really want to come back and play for Samoa because of the values that it holds. And that's probably where probably the main thing that I love with Samoa is the culture, the community, all the values that I've been brought up with my family is what I'm seeing here. So it's a little bit like 80s in Australia. I love it, bring it back. It's amazing.
Yeah. And again, like that learning piece as well, of learning the culture and being open, like yourself. I think that speaks volumes to the type of person that you are and the coaching style that you bring. Is that lost on you? Like, do you often reflect on that? Or is it just automatic? Like, that's who you are, how you are, and therefore I am the way I am. Yeah,
look, I have been burnt before being so open and trustworthy, and sometimes you put your barriers up because the higher you go up in sport, the more knives that come out. I think I'm at that age now that I just want to have every year is win, lose or draw. No one's going to rain on my parade. I'm going to go out there and give it my best shot. And if it's not good enough by the end, mate, I've been happy doing it. So again, very comfortable. It's taken me a lot of years to be like this. I'm not going to say that I've always been like it, but this is who I am. I am a very open person. Everyone goes through tough times, but sometimes I look at it as I tell people too much, and I know that, but that is who I am. I'm very open, but I try and leave that then the heartache or whatever that's going on in my life, you leave that a bit behind because you come out with a smile. The sun shines the next day, you smile and you 100%. Go, this is how I'm going to bring it. So that's what I try and live with life at the moment.
Yeah,
so.
I love that about you, Paula. Like from the day I met Paula, I remember training and just asking a few questions around where is she from, where does she, what does she do beforehand. This is more than what I expected to hear from this podcast. One thing that I really am interested in, you've started your journey into elite coaching now in Firebirds. We're going to transition to that. What has that been like for you going? Normally a coach is given a shot maybe a little earlier on in their career. Yeah. For you, it's sort of like this part of your life, like you were saying. What was that journey like for you? Was it something that you're like, okay, I may never get a shot at elite coaching? Yeah. Or was it like you said, was it a chipper goal?
Oh, look, I thought I would never get the opportunity. So I have put in before with the Firebirds and never had it, the opportunity to do it. I look at, I probably wasn't going to be good for me at that time. This is my time. And having with Kitty and I think I couldn't have asked for a better coaching mentor to bring me through. So again, that's probably the best thing for me. Sometimes it's the right time and it might not have been the right time, but I was content what I've achieved, and not just with the accolades on the wins and, and who I've coached, but it's, again, the players that I have met through. that I've helped with their journey to bring it on through as well. So some people would go, oh, you've already put people through, like, Gretel Tippett, Riley Batchelor-Dor, Helida Veve, when is it going to be your turn? And I said, but that is my turn. So I was happy with that. I was content. And that's when, I had a lot of people that really tried to go, no, this is your time, and you should put in. And I've had a few people around me that really believed in me. But to tell you the truth, when I did put in for the Firebirds assistant coach role, it was at one stage I thought, oh, maybe I shouldn't just do it. And my husband was like, just give it one more go. See how you go. So I'm glad I did. Yeah, really glad. Nice. Yeah.
I see the smile on your face, and it's the same smile that she has when I go to training, right? Doesn't matter what's happening. I was like, where's Paula? She's going to smile on her face regardless. It's that contentment piece, right? It's that contentment piece of not just settling for less, but just going, here are the chips in front of me. This is what I appreciate. I'm being very grateful. How has that helped you just across all the roles that you've had? And particularly now in the position that you are, is that something you hope to instill in the players and athletes, or is it something you just if I'm grateful, then hopefully it makes an impact on those around me?
Hopefully there is an impact, what's around. I think too, having coaches, and Kitty and I have got the same values, the same culture. I mean, I will test her, and if I didn't, then I wouldn't be there as an assistant coach. So, but all of that's done respect and behind closed doors, and then whatever she says goes. We'll always stand beside her. But having that unity with the coach is probably the biggest thing as well, to show the players that we are united no matter what. But then with the players is because I feel probably believe in myself, but I want to really make sure that I look at what else I can do better to help them perform better. And I will go through those little 1%ers, a bit anal in that type of area, I suppose, because I want to make sure that I do zone down, and I even go slow motion on some things. I will look at something 10 times in slow motion and go, I've got it. This is what we need to do to help this player, and go to the strength and conditioning coach to go here. So having a look at that now in my head, and yes, probably getting that little bit older in the professional sport area, but I feel like I'm stronger in that area to be able to help players progress through and help the coach and helping her and setting out a good boundaries, I suppose, in the future for the Firebirds.
Yeah. Man, that's so powerful. Because I think just what you're saying about slowing things down, slow is the new fast in a sense that doesn't matter what's happening around you, you still have the ability to pause and go, okay, I can zero focus in. I can take my time, whereas in those pressure environments like elite sport, you have to, it feels like quick now. Is that a learned skill? Is that something that you've sort of only just gradually learning?
I think, actually, it's amazing because I got asked after my first game, were you nervous? And I actually said, no, I wasn't. And I thought there's something wrong with me. And they went, well, you must be where you're supposed to be. And I think it is very different, though, as an assistant coach. So what I felt my job was, and still is to get those 1%ers to tell the coach, because she's got the world on her shoulders, and I'm going to be her little whispering in her ear and I might tell her 10 things and she might take 2 from that. And that's fine because, hey, she took 2. That might help progress with the team. And I feel like that's my job, and I want to make sure too that I've slowed everything down for her, so then that I've got her, so that mindset that she's ready then, that she trusts what I've told her to then deliver that and her own to the players. So an assistant coach, I think, is a little bit different to the head coach, but so I actually felt very comfortable on the bed, and I thought, is there something wrong with me? But it has helped how Netball Queensland have set up the Premier League as a semi-professional, and making sure that you do get televised when we first started, there used to be the microphones that were there, the interviews and that's kind of slowed down a little bit, but you still get that a little bit as well. So doing podcasts like this, then that's always helped to be able to talk and to be professional in that area as well. But to, look, I mean, Ipswich Jets helped me too. That was probably one thing. Yeah. They had the radio person there and I had to then be on radio while everyone's having their breakfast, before our grand final type of thing. And I'm like, okay, so
what are you eating for breakfast? I'm having a bacon and eggs.
It was actually really good. So it was, they make you feel very comfortable. And having with Samoa as well, so having some of the Pacifica radio stations and stuff, especially in the Cook Islands when you're away, that type of thing, really just helps you as well. But just to know that every interview that I've done basically have been really nice. Yeah. So, and I think as an assistant coach, it makes it a little bit easier as well. As a coach, they've got the whole pressure. So I've been very blessed, very lucky.
Yeah. How have your family taken to your journey? I know, you talk about them all the time. You're supporting your kids playing footy, how have they taken on your coaching journey, but also as a mum?
Yes.
What's that been like for them, seeing you grow?
Yes. My husband has been I have to give him a shout out because I couldn't do half the things that I've done. He was probably a better parent than what I was with the kids, but he was one that was always there. He was always one that let me grow, let me do what I needed to do. I mean, sometimes it's hard for a mum, especially back in the day when I had my first state team and my child selecting. I was breastfeeding in between while I was selecting the state team, state 17s, and then leaving my child behind while she was 5.5 months old to go for a nationals, So he was there and he was, telling me on the phone she just got her first tooth. So I'm so pleased these days that for a mother that they could probably take a child now with them. Back then it wasn't really known to do that, and I didn't think anything of it. I was like, okay, I knew, my child was going to be well looked after, and my husband was fine. Mother-in-law loved it, so she was over all the time. But with my mum and dad too, my dad going through the coaching world himself, he couldn't be prouder. And my mum was, absolutely loved it. My mum hasn't been too well, for about a year. So for her to come out to one of my games was really good. Yeah. Special. Yeah. Very special. Very special.
Yeah. And those moments are, sport gives, but family at the heart of it. That's really what, at the end of the day, I can see that. See that, it's emotional to you.
Yes, sorry.
No, please don't, because I think in everything, I was speaking to one of my good mentors yesterday. He says, the sport thing isn't our identity. It has to be more than that. Mm-hmm. And I can clearly see the way that you live your life and the way that you coach. And I see that when I go to training, and I see that how you are, is that family is a massive piece of your life.
Oh, yeah. My sister and brother were there for about 4 of the games, and they were, making sure they were there cheering and, very, very proud. My friends as well. So I've got friends that I've been friends with since I was 12 years old. So still my best mates. And I mean, at the moment we're trying to sell some tickets for Samoa to still go to Gibraltar. And, one of my friends was just like, here's $200, another one $100. You're just going, oh my God, guys, you don't need to give me this much. But it's, we just fell short a little bit, so we're trying to sell those raffle tickets as well. So a big shout out there if you want any raffle tickets.
Go buy sponsors.
Yes, sponsors, anything out there. We just need that little bit more, but you can just go to the Netball Samoa website and the Facebook if you're wanting to buy any tickets, because even though there's probably a lot of prizes that are in Samoa, everyone knows someone in Samoa, the Samoan community, and it's
give us the link. We'll,
absolutely.
That's what
so that would be really good. So Justine, the CEO for Samoa, if you want to buy any tickets, she'll be more than happy to help you.
Nice, awesome. And hopefully this just being on air and on this podcast will get the message out as well. As we wrap up, I'm just thinking, what would be something for you, Paula, to share with our audience today? Like if you were to not to say that you never come back on our podcast, but if this was a moment for you to to tell people a message from your heart to say, what is it? What would be those words? It could be a word of encouragement. It could be a quote, something that you love. It could be a poem. I don't know. It could be a dance. Peter likes to dance.
I do like to dance.
But what is something that you want people to know about who you are as a person and the legacy that you want to have?
Yeah, probably, this is so simple, but just be kind to others. Just be kind and enjoy your journey, but help people to enjoy theirs as well. Probably a quote that when I had the state 17s and we won, there was a couple of players that we all wanted to do our own quotes, and I actually nicked it off them. So this is, I was like 30, I think at the time they were like 16, 17. So I nicked their quote, and I've been living by this now since I was 30. And it was dream, believe, create, succeed. So dream where you want to be. Believe in yourself, believe in others that are around you that can help you with that journey. Dream, believe, create. What are you going to do about it? So you can't just sit there. You've got to actually do the actions, and you will succeed. And that doesn't mean it has to be the top level or anything like that, but you will succeed in your journey. So that's probably the quote that I live by now. And that any time that I feel like feeling down, I just always look back on what have I already achieved. And that brings a smile to my face. And so be kind to others.
Ready? We do this thing where we think we'll seal the deal. That's us. But Paula, thank you. Thank you for making the time. I know you have a busy schedule as always, but very grateful for you to join us. And again, a lot of the content that you shared today resonates with us, resonates with the pillars that we believe in here at the Foreground Podcast: culture, corporate, community, and connection. And so, again, very grateful for you. And we look forward to this next season, this next journey. Yeah. And I know you have exciting news to share in the coming weeks. But, we're so grateful to have you on. So thank you again.
Oh, thank you so much.
Fafa te lava, man. That's awesome. I actually really enjoyed it. I was just like in the seat. I love being in this seat. I'm like just listening because Trey knows I can talk.
I can talk a lot, so sorry.
It's very rare that Peter's quiet. So if he's quiet, it means that he's actually absorbing and taking notes.
Because I'm a coach now, and working in different spaces. So, and you always doubt yourself. I would be a lie if I never doubted my coaching ability. But you do, so.
100% though, but you do doubt yourself, but then you just got to start to have a look at on chipping away again. So what else do you want to get out of it, and how can you help build?
Awesome, Paula. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Legend.